5. Solids, liquids and gases. In this chapter you will learn about matter. 5. Solids, liquids and gases. In this chapter you will learn about matter and different states of matter. What matter is made of. The fact that states of matter are interchangeable. Dissolving of solids in water. Matter is anything that has some weight and it occupies space. Having weight and occupying space are the two important properties of matter. Stone, wood, paper, sugar, salt, water, kerosene, milk, petrol, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and smoke are different forms of matter. Plants, animals, and human beings also come under matter. Thus, matter may be living or non-living. The properties of a stone are different from those of water. The properties of a bike are different from those of a donkey. So, different kinds of matter have different properties. What is matter made up of? All matters in the world is made up of molecules. A molecule is the smallest and the simplest particle of matter. We cannot see it with our naked eyes. The molecules of a particular matter are exactly alike. Molecules of different substances differ from one another. There are some spaces between molecules of the same substance. These spaces are called intermolecular spaces. Activity. Matter is made up of molecules. Take some water in a beaker. Drop a crystal of potassium permanganate into it. As the crystals sink down, colored streaks are left behind. These streaks increase and spread throughout the water. When we drop the crystal of potassium permanganate in the water, it starts breaking into tiny particles. These tiny particles spread throughout the water. They imparted pink color to the water. These particles are so small that you cannot see them. Thus, we see that each crystal of potassium permanganate is made up of millions and millions of tiny particles called molecules. All matters, solids, liquids, and gases is made up of molecules. States of matter. Matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. Solids. In solids, the molecules are very close to each other. They are closely packed. That is why solids are hard and rigid. The solids have definite shape and occupy definite space or definite volume. However, we can change the shape of some solids by using force. Liquids. In liquids, the molecules are less closely packed. They can move around a little but not too much. Because of this, liquids are not hard, and liquids flow easily but do not fly off as the gases. The liquids have definite volume but not definite shape. Gases. In gases, the molecules are wide apart from each other and are loosely packed. They can move freely. That is why gases are not hard but move freely and spread everywhere. Gases have neither a definite shape nor a definite volume. For example, when a bottle of scent is opened, you can smell it from a distance. This is because the molecules from the scents scatter through the air and reach you. Activity. Molecules of a gas are in continuous motion. Shut the door and window of your classroom. Let the rays of the sun enter the room through small slit. Observe the movement of the dust particles in the path of the sun rays. We see dust particles are stuck and kicked by something. Molecules of air kick them. This shows that the molecules of air are also in a state of continuous motion. States of matter are interchangeable. Take out a few pieces of ice cubes from your refrigerator. Keep them in a bowl. What do you see after some time? The ice melts into water. Now heat this water. On boiling, it changes into steam, which is water vapor. Thus, when ice, solid state, is heated, it turns into water, liquid state. And when it is heated again, it changes into water vapor, gaseous state. Similarly, if we cool the water vapor, it becomes water. Water, when cooled, further turns into ice. Activity. Take a wax candle, light it and let it burn. Observe it carefully. What happens to the wax after some time? Dissolving solids in water. Activity. Take a beaker half filled with water. Put some sugar into it and stir well. Can you see the sugar now? No. Taste the water. Is it sweet? Yes. Why? This is because the sugar has dissolved in the water. The liquid is now a sugar solution. In this solution, sugar is the solute and water is the solvent. Because sugar dissolves easily in water, we say that sugar is soluble in water. A solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. The liquid in which the solute dissolves is called the solvent. In this case, water is the solvent. The liquid which is obtained when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called the solution. Hence, the sweet water that we get when sugar dissolves in water is the solution. What happens when sugar dissolves in water? When we put sugar in water, its molecules scatter throughout the water. They occupy the empty spaces between the molecules of water. This is why sugar seems to disappear when we dissolve it in water. This sugar solution does not look different from pure water, but it tastes sweet. Now let us compare the volume of the solvent and the solution through the following activity. Activity. Take some water in a beaker. Use a permanent marker to mark the level of water. Now add a spoonful of sugar and stir it well. After the sugar has dissolved, note the level of water in the beaker again. You will find that the level of water in the beaker remains almost the same. In other words, there was no increase in the volume of the solvent when the solute was dissolved completely. This activity indicates that the molecules of sugar have not taken up any extra space. This is because water is a liquid and so there is a lot of space between the water molecules. On dissolving sugar in water, the molecules of sugar occupy these empty spaces and take no extra space. Thus, the volume of the solution and the solvent remains the same. Round up. Matter is anything that has weight and it occupies space. All matter in the world is made up of molecules. Matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. A solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. A liquid in which the solute dissolves is called the solvent. The liquid we get when a solute dissolves in a solvent is called the solution.